Hello, Italian car lovers. This is a model I've been waiting over 1 year to get. So, ever since I first started collecting diecast 1/64 scales, I knew about this thing, but it's just so expensive on eBay. But, had to do it. Had to do it. One interesting thing is this model originally sold for 525 yen, so less than $6 when it was brand new. This is Alpha Collection number 3, meaning it's probably pretty good. And then when this came out, 2012, so not too well. It's definitely old, but it's not. Some Kyoshos date back like 20 years. Oh, sorry. If you want to pause the video, there are the other cars. All right. So it's got the little info card here, and it's all in Japanese, so I can't make it out other than the fact that this is a concept car from 1968. It was designed by Marcello Gandini, who later on went to design the Lamborghini Countach. So he helped, supercars look like these wedges. A wedge styling, it was called. And it clearly looks like a doorstop. Am I right? Alright, it also, I believe, was the predecessor to scissor doors. This might have been the first car to have scissor doors. That looks like that photograph. It looks very much like that photograph. So yeah, scissor doors, apparently a rear opening clamshell. The front, I'm not sure how that thing opens. If it's opened at all, I don't know. What is this thing here? That black thing there? I don't know. Here it is in the great outdoors. Some sort of car show. Alright, so I do think it looks like these photographs pretty well. It has this crazy metallic green, although the camera makes it look like a darker metallic. It's not as dark to the naked eye. And then, boy, I'm just hoping there's no paint rash on this thing, but so far I'm in good luck. Look how low slung it is. It is so low. It also actually looks like a Lotus Esprit, which is a wedge style, of course. Yeah, these wheels, they look nice. They're black in the middle, and they have some sort of holes or squares? I can't tell because they're black. Now I'm trying to figure out if they're hollow. No, I think they are blanked off. Okay. The tires have some curvature to them, and then I like the fact that still have the silver rim, just like the photographs. So the door handle is nicely done. The cut lines aren't very wide. They're thinner than the tip of a toothpick here. And then we have the styling house Bertone, where Marcel Gandini was working at the time. So, looks good. You can actually kind of read the Bertone part. It's close. There's some black printing on the side windows. I'm sure only this part of the window goes down. Alright. The front view is going to be tough. It's such a shallow car. But Kyosho has some silver. I don't know if these are fog lights or what. They're probably the turn signals. And then the headlights are under these louvers here. There's actually 3 louvers that open up, and there are 2 headlights behind them. So the Alpha badge, that looks pretty good. You can see the red cross there. You can almost read Alfa Romeo. At least it looks like well, that's pretty darn good. That might be the best Alfa Romeo badge I've ever seen in 1/64 scale. Look at this. I'm very lucky. The paint is nice. Alright, some black paint in those vents, or maybe that's plastic of the base. It could be the black base. Sounds like plastic. Alright, a little peek at the interior, and I'm gonna get the flashlight on this one because it's a concept car. Let's see. Look at that steering wheel, how long it is. There's a little shifter there. The seats, yeah, it's kind of getting distorted by the windows, but they're pretty raked back seats. Okay. This side here looks the same. I never realized this car had these weird louvers on this lower section here. It's hard to tell, you know, because it's just black. It's even hard to tell in the photographs. These are obviously more prominent. That's plastic. Alright, the rear, it's got this crazy egg crate texture. Printed gold on black, and you got the red and the lights. So, although they're plastic, they are printed very well. I don't know if they could have done plastic and... Well, I suppose they could have printed black and gold on top of red plastic. That could have been done. So there's our badge there. And let's see here. I can't make that out. I'm not sure what that is. But the Carabo is named after a species of beetles, the Carabidae beetles, which are very green and orange, which is why this color has this paint scheme. It's also interesting to note that this green is different. This is a solid lime green. So, yeah, look at that rear photograph. It is like that. So you might want to rewind the video. It's interesting. These are like black bumperettes or something, but they're not sticking out like on the real photograph. They're just flush. They should actually be protruding. Pretty decent small little exhaust tips. A little impression of a hollowness there. And then this is a rear mid-engine. It's built on an Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale chassis, and it has a 2-liter V8, so that's interesting itself. And that 2-liter V8 made around 230 horsepower, so this thing could actually go around 150 miles per hour. So that's a pretty good amount of performance for something from 1968, right? Very interesting. But sadly, it was just a concept. It was never meant to be a production car, because clearly, it would be really difficult to back this car up. But then again, the Countach is like that too. So I guess it is time to compare to a Lamborghini Countach, also by Kyosho. Oh, also, let's take note. Oh boy, interesting. This has two different size heads on the screws. I don't know if that's on purpose or what, you know. This was opened, so I don't know if the previous owner swapped that out or if Kyosho did that on purpose. Because it is flatter, you know, it kind of matches the louvers down here. Nice tires. This one doesn't want to, well, it can roll if you push it, but not freely. I wouldn't doubt that there's actually rust inside that axle, but it also feels like there's friction. Oh, I think the tire is literally rubbing the casting there, so that's why it's not rolling. Okay. Here's a photo with the louvers up, you know, the headlights. So interesting. I've never actually seen that photograph before. So the Lamborghini Countach here, made by Kyosho. This is the LP400, and I can definitely see that the same designer designed these two vehicles. They definitely are quite similar. And then I also have the Kyosho Alfa Tipo 33 Stradale that this thing is built on. So the wheelbases should be the same, and they do look the same between those Alphas. But this is obviously a much narrower body. Interesting. So let's do the top view. I'm just debating, why is it so much wider? Is it because scissor doors make it have a wide sill? That might be the reason. With the Lambo, I can understand why it's so wide, because there's a giant engine in the rear. But if this thing is only a 2-liter, it wouldn't be a very large engine. Alright. Well, let's lose these guys, and I'm going to pull out a couple other wedge-styled vehicles. Just because it was a prominent thing in the late 60s through the 70s. So Ferrari had this Dino 308 GT4. This is also by Kyosho. Aston Martin had their Lagonda, and this one is by Johnny Lightning. It's quite a big vehicle. Let's see, Maserati had something called the Khamsin. This is by Kyosho. gonna pull out one of my favorites, the Lancia Stratos. So actually, you know what would be funny? I'm gonna take the Stratos and I'm gonna pull back that Johnny Lightning. I did a review of all these things. If I can't remember if this is 164, it might be. I can't remember all my videos. But yeah, I know the Stratos is a small car. You can just tell in the photographs. And a four-door Aston is probably always going to be a big car. Alright, but we are talking about a different model here. So in fact, this is so special I have to pull out the Showcase Diorama coaster. Alright, well, I am extremely happy, mainly because this is a perfect model. I don't see any defects on it. So this is a perfect model of one of the most coveted cars that I've wanted for over a year. So I lucked out. You know, most of my videos I don't luck out. Usually I get paint rash or there's some sort of quality problems and I have to complain and stuff. But today it's all roses, guys. It's all roses. Alright, well, you know I'm going to get more Kyoshos. I don't know if they're going to be as cool as this one, because Kyosho just doesn't seem to care about 164, which is a real shame. They know what they're doing. You know, if they were around still today, they might be at the top of the game. I mean, you gotta remember, this model we're looking at costs less than $6. It's just insane that this is so good for that kind of money. Alright, well, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you the next time around.